Making your first $100,000 with SMMA is often much easier than making your first $10,000. I can speak from experience. I recently crossed the $100,000 mark with my digital marketing agency. The first $10,000 I earned with my SMMA took me a grueling 15 months to earn. And on the other hand, reaching $100,000 with my SMMA only took me 7 more months. The power of momentum is real. In just the last month alone, I made over $25,000, which means 25% of $100,000 that I earned with my SMMA came from 1 month alone. It's incredible how quickly you can see success with your SMMA with the right strategy. So guys, the good news is that if you stick with your agency long enough, it will only become easier to make more money as you grow it. In this video, I want to share to you the 6 key lessons that I got throughout my journey of scaling my agency, making over $100,000. These insights will help you stay in the right path so you can avoid the mishaps, the mistakes I made while growing my agency. And stay tuned for lesson number 5, as it has impacted my growth the most with my agency. Before I dive into the key lessons of this video, I want to quickly show you where the magic happens, where I'm running my agency from, okay? You'll see me here from sunrise to sunset, 7 days a week, right? 70, 80 hours a week. The life of an agency owner isn't very glamorous, but I really wanna show you my setup because a lot of you guys are contemplating, I might need a massive setup just to be able to scale my agency. You really don't need much. Let me quickly show you. This is literally what I have, okay? This is my desk. I have 2 phones, don't ask why. This is my computer. This is where all the magic happens, my cold outreach, where I'm doing my content, my sales calls, a couple different advertising books from OGs and of the past, my glasses, why I need glasses, because I'm always on the screen, my eyes are always burning. But this is literally where the magic happens. This is my light when I make the content for you guys, and also when I make content for my agency, because I'm gonna get into depth in the next couple of minutes, but the importance of building a personal brand. But I do have a personal brand for my agency, so I'm always making content for it. This is where I sometimes make the videos from, but this is literally my setup, right? You don't need much. Oh, I'm gonna quickly show you my Garfield cup, right? This is where I drink my coffee every morning from. It's cool, right? So yeah, guys, this is literally the setup I use to make tens of thousands of dollars a month with my marketing agency. Literally, it's not much. That guy behind me, I think he's the reason why I'm able to scale. He's the one that gives me the good luck, that teddy bear. He's like my guardian. The first lesson I wish I would have knew beforehand that would have helped me tremendously reach $100,000 with my agency much faster was building a personal brand from day one. I would say 99% of the reason why I'm able to say that I make tens of thousands of dollars with my agency and have been able to cross $100,000 with my SMMA is because of my personal brand. If I would have started my personal brand much earlier, right, building my Instagram, building my YouTube channel up much earlier in my SMMA journey, I probably would have been much farther along. You see, the problem with SMMA is that although it is very lucrative, if done right, it has a very low barrier to entry, right? You're competing with millions of other individuals trying to get a piece of the pie. Guys, if you think about it, your cold outreach attempts are not working. Why? Because that video that you got the secret information to do cold outreach, okay, has been watched by millions of other individuals as well. If you're using the same cold outreach scripts, then guess what? A million other people are using the same cold outreach scripts, right? It's so saturated now. Sadly, we've entered a very mature market when it comes to SMMA. 5 years ago, 10 years ago was like the golden era because there wasn't as much competition. Now, it's super saturated. It's crazy competitive, right? We're competing with people from India that are willing to offer the same services as you, but at half the price. You can't compete with that. The only way you can compete is with brand, right? My YouTube channel, my Instagram, okay, have been a game changer in my agency. I've been able to flourish, stand out from my peers because of the personal brands I've been building, right? As of a couple months ago, I'm doing content on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. I'm running ads 24/7. I'm spending hundreds of dollars a day in ads, okay? This has been a game changer for my business. Of course, you can close clients with cold calling, cold email, cold DM, right? That's the OG way of doing it, but it's harder than ever because you're competing with millions of other individuals. If you're gonna take one thing out of this video, it's this: build a personal brand for your agency. Post photos of results, right? Upload videos of client testimonials. Post content that shows you as an authority figure. Just do whatever it takes to stand out with your personal brand. it will be the best investment you'll ever do with your agency. Lesson number 2, don't just focus on the US market. Expand abroad. Offer your services abroad. There's a ton of money to be made. For the longest of time, I had this stereotype that I would think that outside of the USA, nobody could pay for my services. Okay, and to a certain extent, that's true. As an agency operator in the USA, I charge pretty high figure. Well, it's not that high compared to other agency owners, but the figure I charge is not a figure a lot of countries in Latin America or in Africa or in Asia could be able to pay. So for the longest time, I only doubled down on the USA. But I realized this mistake as of a couple weeks ago, that it was a big mistake. Why? Because a couple weeks ago, somebody scheduled a call with me. Okay, he came from watching one of my YouTube videos. This is the beauty about building a personal brand, right? Every video I upload is like digital real estate. It continues to pull in views, continues to pull in potential customers. And somebody had booked a call from one of my YouTube videos. And I was so close on not taking the call because the person, okay, came from Ireland. I was like, Ireland? I was like, these guys are probably broke over there. I'm not going to do a call. I was so close of calling them, hey, I can't help you. But I was like, you know what? It was a pretty bad week. I wasn't getting sales calls. Like, you know what? It doesn't hurt to try. I hopped on that call. I wasn't prepared. I was like, you know what should I offer this guy? Should I just tell him, yo, I can't help you? But I was, I still asked them. I was so professional. I was asking the relevant questions, right? You can understand them, understand their business needs a bit more. And at the end of the call, I was like, okay, should I offer him maybe like a consultation type of partnership? I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna offer him my full services. You just never know. And I told him what I was charging. They're like, okay, perfect. Let's start. I'm like, what? For a second, I was like, did you say let's start? I was so dumbfounded because for the longest of time, I only focused on the USA. I was so ignorant to think that people outside could not pay for my services. And when I closed this guy from Ireland, right, my whole worldview shifted. I was like, there's so much money to be made abroad. In a couple weeks, I'm going to be starting a client from Australia. He put a deposit already. We're going to start next month. There's so much money to be made abroad. And this is a big mistake I've been doing, because if you think about it, it's like a blue ocean strategy, right? All the agency owners in the world, they want to focus on the grand prize, America. Okay, it's so competitive here, it's so saturated. But you think about it, places like Europe, Australia, maybe even Latin America, it's not as saturated of agency owners offering their services. So that's like a blue ocean strategy in a way. And because of me closing that client of Ireland and me closing the guy from Australia, I'm going to double down now on expanding my agency services abroad, because now I realize obviously there's money to be made. Why just focus the USA when there's a lot of money you can be making outside, abroad? And if I would have known this beforehand, I would have easily grown, because for the longest of time, right, I had ignored people from Australia. I had ignored people because they've been messaging me on my Instagram as well. Hey, I want to get on a call with you. Like, no, I can't help you. I can't help you, because I was so ignorant to think they couldn't pay for my services. They can't pay for my services. Okay, if you're not getting clients in the USA, expand to Europe, expand to Australia. All right, expand to the rich Asian countries, right? Expand to the rich cities in Latin America. There's money to be made. There's money to be made. Don't just be angry to think that only the USA can pay for your services. You can make a ton of money everywhere. Lesson number 3, something I wish I would have done much earlier on was invested in my personal growth and my personal development. Early on, while building my agency, I was very stubborn. Okay, I thought as long as I watched a gazillion YouTube videos, as long as I did enough reps, right, my business would change. But that wasn't the case. It took me 16 whole months to get you $10,000 a month. And the only reason I reached $10,000 a month with a marketing agency was because I hired out a mentor. If it weren't for that mentor guiding me, I probably would have been still stuck at rock bottom, right? Mentors are like a magical pill, because for 16 whole months, I literally didn't know what I was doing. I was watching YouTube videos, but the thing is, the YouTube videos I was watching, well, it's the same videos that millions of other agency owners are watching. So if I watched a cold outreach script, well, millions of others also watch that same cold outreach. I use that script. A million other people also use that script, okay? So anything I got from YouTube, everybody already got, right? So it was very difficult to really grow my agency from YouTube content. Also, I was reading the same books everybody else is reading, right? You go on YouTube, you search, what are the top 10 books you should read as a young business owner trying to make it online? Okay, they're the same books a million other people would read. Okay, so when it comes to information from YouTube, from books, okay, there was no way for me to really stand out. Really, the only hack there really is in this space is hiring out somebody that has already done what you're trying to achieve. In the very beginning, I was scared of doing that, right? Because there's this like stereotype. Oh, people are only trying to scam you. People only selling courses, and then they haven't even built out their own agency. But I stumbled across a great guy. His name is Miguel Garcon. He had an agency that was making about $60,000 to $70,000 a month. I know because he showed me a Stripe account, and it was the best investment of my life. I paid $2,000 to this guy, and literally the ROI is me making $100,000 with my agency, right? Because he guided me on like these little small details that I was really missing. Because you can reverse engineer somebody, right? It's like funnel hacking. You can reverse engineer a funnel. You can reverse engineer anything, and you can, at the end of the day, kind of get it close. But at the end of the day, the most important thing is trying to understand the nitty gritty. And he taught me the nitty gritty of what I was doing wrong with my personal brand, with my agency. So paying him really was a massive, massive ROI. Because he guided me. He guided my mistakes, what I was doing wrong, and told me what I need to do to go to the next level, right? With my pricing, with my offers, my packaging, literally in everything, he guided me to that. I wouldn't make the same mistakes he did, right? While going his agency. After seeing firsthand the power of getting a mentor, I got a mentor that was an expert in marketing. I paid for his services so he could teach me the most advanced marketing, advertising strategies for the furniture business. Why furniture? Because I run a specialized marketing agency that helps furniture stores with their digital advertising. So I paid somebody that was like an expert in this field. I paid the best of the best. I need your help. He taught me like the nitty gritty on how to like continue to optimize the ads, what to do when they're not working, like stuff of that nature. So I paid somebody, okay, so I wouldn't continue to make mistakes, right? Because I was good at marketing, right? But all the information I had gotten was from YouTube, from watching a whole bunch of videos, right, or reading books. Okay, I wanted somebody to personally guide me so I wouldn't make the same mistakes I was currently doing, right? He really helped me when it came to improving my craft when it comes to marketing. So I paid him $1,000. Worthwhile ROI. Another thing I really wanted to do was be in a room with like-minded individuals that were also agency owners. So I invested in going to conferences. I went to 2 back-to-back conferences, one in Orlando, one in Texas, literally a couple weeks out from one another. And I did that just because I really wanted to be in a space where I could get inspired, maybe learn a thing or two, compare notes, and also improve my craft, continue to see what I can do to continue to grow my agency. Okay, I paid like $6,000 between both of them with flights and tickets included, but massive, massive ROI. I feel like I'm leaps and bounds ahead of my peers just because of the information I got from going to these conferences, right? The people you meet, the network, right? It's like your network is your net worth. And 2 weeks ago, I did my biggest investment ever. I paid $6,000 for a YouTube expert to personally guide me in the right direction when it comes to my YouTube channel, right? Because I'm doing content for you guys. But the thing is, I'm a bit lost. To a certain extent, I know what I'm supposed to do, right? I'm watching YouTube videos, I'm reading books on how to be a better YouTuber, but nothing beats having somebody personally guide you in the right direction to make sure that you're doing the right thing. So I paid somebody $6,000 2 weeks ago. His name is Daryl Eves. If you don't know who Daryl Eves is, he's like the mentor of Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast goes to Daryl Eves for wisdom. Daryl Eves is the founder of a big YouTube conference, which is one of the conferences I went to recently. Worthwhile investment. $6,000. I don't look at $6,000 as lost money. I look at it as an investment to my future. Okay, that's why I look at the things I've been purchasing, right? The courses, the mentors, the conferences, all as an investment to my personal growth, to my personal development. These are things that are going to help me go to the next level. I look at it all as just like me hacking time. Because if I would have not spent this money, right, on maybe improving my craft or scaling my agency, right, knowing what I'm supposed to be doing, I would have lost a whole bunch of time. And for me at this point of my life, I value time more than money. I'd rather pay somebody teach me what I'm doing wrong so I don't do the same mistakes, okay? Because I'm 26. I'm not 20 anymore. If I was 20, I wouldn't care. I probably would have gone through like the trials and errors of trying to refine my approach of growing my agency or growing my YouTube channel. No, I'm at this point where, okay, no, I value time more than money. I'm making the money. I'm going all in, right? I want to grow my YouTube channel. I want to grow my agency. I'm willing to do whatever it takes to grow it, right? Even if I have to lose tens of thousands of dollars at the very beginning, it's worthwhile. There's like a saying, right? To earn your first $100,000, you lose like $10,000. To earn your first $1 million, you lose like $100,000. To earn your first billion, you lose like $1 million. Right? It's like a saying, right? In order to go to the next level, you got to do investment. You can't be scared of investing money. So the biggest hack that will save you tremendous time is investing in mentors, in courses, in conferences. This is the best investment you can do with your money. If you're making some money, don't freaking spend it on women, and spend it in your personal growth, and spend it so that you can continue to get better and make more money. So this is a big lesson I wish for you to implement. Invest in your personal growth. Invest with what you have. Also, don't take out a loan to pay a $10,000 course, right? If you don't have the money to be able to invest big, start small. And no, guys, don't think I'm trying to sell you a course or a mentorship. I don't offer anything at the moment. So this is just out of my heart, right? Straight guidance to you guys. I really don't want you to make the same mistakes I did. Invest in your personal growth. The best ROI you can possibly make. Lesson number 4, the power of connections. Like I said earlier, your network is your net worth. Something I wish I would have done much earlier on along my SMMA journey was getting like an accountability partner. Somebody that was also like-minded, hungry, starting from scratch with their agency, wanting to scale their agency up. Okay, I would have been way farther along. Why? Because I would have had somebody pushing me, right? We would have been pushing each other to be able to grow, right? I think the reason Mr. Beast is where he is today was because in the very beginning, he was in like a like-minded group of lunatics, like as he says, right? They were studying rigorously YouTube to be able to grow, continue to improve. They were studying like the nitty-gritty. If I had something like that earlier on, like somebody that inspired me, or we inspired one another, I think I would have been much farther along my SMMA journey. Another thing is I wish I would have gone to more conferences earlier on to be able to meet like-minded individuals also in the same space, right, as an agency owner. The problem is I live in Iowa. There's not much going on here. I don't think there's a single agency owner here, right, that I know of. And that's a problem because there's no one or something to inspire me to continue pushing forward. Everybody I know does construction, or they work at a restaurant, or whatever it is, right? There's no one as an online business owner like me that's hungry to grow, right? And that's a problem because you need inspiration in a way, because times do get difficult, and if you have like a network of individuals also in the same space, this really inspires you to continue working hard because you know that other people in the same position as you or have been in the same position as you. You can go asking for wisdom, stuff of that nature. The good thing is that it's never too late. So a couple months ago, I met an individual from Europe. His name is Lars. It's probably the best connection I've ever made because he's also young like me, and we're about the same age, and we're both hungry. And the thing is, we're both in the same niche. The only difference is that he operates in Europe and I operate in the USA. We're hopping on weekly calls, right? To this day, we're hopping on weekly calls, and it's been months now. On these weekly calls, we go over what we've been doing in our agency. What are we doing to get clients, right? What are we doing to get results for our clients? We're continue to like develop, improve. We're like two lunatics trying to improve in this world, in this SMMA space. And I think it's probably the best connection I've ever made because we're both hungry. We both want to grow our agency to past $100,000 a month, right? We're both young. We both really want to make in this world, and just having him, right, to inspire me, to push me as an accountability partner as well, has been tremendous for my growth, right? Whenever I'm feeling down or feeling lazy, he always messages me, oh, I just closed another client. I'm like, fuck, I gotta get back to cold DMing. It's a beautiful relationship because we're pushing one another to continue to be better and better and better and better. Also, recently, I met another agency owner from Brazil in the same space as me, helping furniture stores with their digital advertisement. The only difference is he operates in Brazil and I operate in the USA, well, now expanding to the world, right? But the thing is, the catch is he doesn't speak English. So I don't know how he encountered my Instagram or my personal brand. Right? I never have done content in Portuguese or never talked about Brazil in my content. So I don't know how he encountered me, but he just messaged me one day. And from there, we became really good friends. And if you're wondering, I do speak Portuguese because I'm a polyglot. So we've gotten on calls. We've been guiding one another. We talk about the strategies he's doing with his clients in Brazil, what I'm doing with my clients in the USA. I look at it as like a mastermind where we're improving one another. We're keeping each other accountable. We're sharing our wins. I love this because now I have two friends, one from Europe, one from Brazil. We're all like-minded. We all want to grow, right, in this space. And it's a beautiful relationship, right, because we're pushing one another to be better. And it's really easy to find other like-minded individuals in the same space as you. Just go on Facebook and search SMMA groups. That's actually how I found my buddy from Europe, Lars. He had done a post in one of the groups talking about furniture store marketing, and he needed some guidance, and that's where I commented, hey, I'm also in the same space. That's how we connected. We connected off of a Facebook group. So the easiest way really to connect with people is just go on these Facebook groups and find someone and The rest is history, right? Now I have a couple buddies. We're pushing one another to continue growing, right? We're going to push each other until we get to $100,000 a month with our agency. And if I would have had these connections much earlier on, I would have reached 100,000 as a whole on my agency much sooner. Lesson number 5, the power of momentum. Now, this isn't really like a lesson, something that I fell and learned from. It's more of like something I realized the longer I'm in this space. Like when it comes to my personal brand, in the very beginning of building your personal brand, right, you're letting yourself be known in your industry, right, as an authority figure. But in order to become that authority figure, it's going to take time. It's going to take making a lot of content, running a lot of ads to be able to be seen as an authority figure. So in the first couple of months of running my personal brand, right, it wasn't very effective. Yes, I was doing contests, I was putting a stack of undeniable proof on my Instagram, on my YouTube, right, but it really wasn't effective because time wasn't my friend. And now that I've had my personal brand for a while now, I'm starting to see something that's very interesting. I'm starting to see my channels take off. And I think the best word to describe it is the power of momentum. I'm starting to see way more messages today, way more views, okay? My ads are more effective, and this is all due to the power of momentum, something I realized after building my personal brand for a while now. Okay, in the very beginning, when you're running ads, okay, for your agency, it's not as effective. Why? Because people don't know who you are. Right? You're new to this space. Yes, you probably have a stack of undeniable proof, right? But people still don't know who you are. Okay, but the more you run ads 24/7, every single day of the week for months on end now, and all the digital real estate, the video you're uploading, right, it starts to build upon one another. It starts to be more effective with time. And this is the power of momentum. And I think the best analogy I can give, imagine a plane, right, taking off. In order for it to take off, it needs enough speed. It needs enough speed. So in the very beginning, before the plane takes off, it's slow. Okay, it's moving very slow. Okay, but it's gaining speed. It's getting more speed. It's getting more speed. It's building momentum. Then it takes off. In the very beginning, you literally can't notice a thing, right? Because it's traveling so slow. But then it goes to hundreds of miles an hour. And then boom, it takes off. And I think this is the best analogy I can give to describe, or the best example I can use to describe the power of momentum when it comes to building a personal brand. The longer your brand exists, the more you run ads, the more content you have out there, the stronger your brand, the stronger the momentum, the stronger the growth. And don't take my word for it. Just look at my agency's growth and look at my earnings. In just the last month alone, my agency's earnings has taken off, right? It's been a slow and steady rise. Okay, and this is the power of momentum. It might be a little slow in the very beginning, right? But the more content you post, the more ads you run, the more you show yourself as an authoritative figure, the longer your agency's been in this space, the more growth you'll see. And the beauty of having momentum on your side, right, that growth of your agency with time, is that if people don't buy with you today, right, if you fail a sales call, who's to not say that they won't buy from you in the future? Right? This has happened to me multiple times. For example, a couple weeks ago, I closed somebody, okay, a furniture store that had a failed sales call 6 months ago. He came back, asked me for my help. Why? Because he saw my agency growing, right, day by day, seeing my content. He started getting an affinity with me. My ads started to get to him, right? The longer you're in this space, the stronger your personal brand, the stronger the effective momentum of your growth. And that's the reason why making $100,000 with your agency is much easier than making your first $10,000, because the power of momentum is on your side. In the very beginning, when you literally when you have nothing going for you, well, obviously $10,000 is going to be extremely difficult. But once you make the first $10,000, right, you're starting to be known in your industry, right? You're building that personal brand. People are starting to know you, right? You're running ads probably. You have a YouTube channel, Instagram, right? People are starting to get to know who you are, and this is like a snowball effect. I think this is a good example too, with like momentum. It's like a snowball effect. In the very beginning, that snowball is very slow, but as it starts to go down that mountain, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Boom, makes a big impact. Same with your personal brand, right? The power of momentum. It starts to get stronger and stronger with the day. And I'm sure $1 million with my marketing agency is going to be much easier than $100,000 with my agency, because I'm going to have the favor of momentum. The sixth lesson is understanding your why. If I would have had a stronger why from the start, I would have reached $100,000 with my agency much quicker. The problem was, once I got to a certain level, which was like $10,000 a month, I got very comfortable. Why? Because at $10,000 a month, well, that's the goal. That's a dream of many agency owners, right? Once you get to $10,000 a month, you can really do anything. You don't like food, you don't like water, you can travel the world, you can live anywhere in the world. You don't like anything, right? That's like the most comfortable period. The problem is, because you get comfortable quick, you stop pushing yourself. You stop having that drive, that initial drive to continue pushing yourself to bigger and bigger levels. And that's a big issue I faced. And if I would have solved this much earlier on, right, had a clear why, I think I would have got to the 100,000 mark much quicker. This is the issue with a lot of agency owners. They don't have a clear why. You gotta ask yourself, what's your why? Think of it as like a vision board. You gotta have a clear vision board to continue to push yourself to go to the next level. Because if you don't have that strong vision, right, you're never gonna reach those high levels, those high goals. Maybe you'll reach $100,000 as an agency owner, but it might take you like 4 years because your why is so weak. You're comfortable at $1,000 a month, $2,000 a month, right? If you live in Colombia, that's enough, right? So you gotta continue to ask yourself, why am I here? Like, why am I building an agency? What's the reason I even started my agency in the first place? And the thing that helped me go from 10 to 15K a month to making 25,000 this month was having a clear, more defined why. And what was that? If you don't know who I am, I'm Raul. I'm a Mexican American, right? I'm a first generation American in America. I wasn't meant to be born here. My parents sacrificed so much just so I could have a better shot at life. So the thing that pushed me, right, to be able to make tens of thousands of dollars now a month, to be able to make just $25,000 this past month alone, right, to be able to reach that $100,000 as an agency owner, was just thinking about my parents, about what they sacrificed, about me wanting to give them the best in life. And on my iPhone background, I'm not sure if you're able to see it, I have like a vision board. The top is a Lamborghini. I've always wanted a Lamborghini. Okay, so that also really helped me double down with my agency, right? But on top of that, there's a picture of me and my mom in Cancun. Okay, I loved being able to take my mom to Cancun, which is paradise for Mexicans. So that was a very beautiful experience, being able to take my mom there. And the bottom is me and my dad. He was in Paris with me, and that was a beautiful, beautiful experience as well. Just being able to like explore abroad with my dad. So these are like this is what I work for. Just these moments, and I want to be able to live them. Right? I want to be able to show my parents the beauty of the world. Okay, that's what I work for. And I know that 10 to 15K a month, I'm not gonna be able to achieve that. I gotta be able to aspire for much more. Right, tens of thousands, 100,000 a month to be able to give my parents, right, the best in life. I hope these 6 lessons drive in the right direction. That way you're able to make your first $100,000 online as an agency owner. Just know that it gets easier over time. The power of momentum is on your side if you don't give up. If you want to learn how to build your own personal brand, I recommend you watch this video right here. I'll give you the ins and outs of building a brand for your agency. Until next time.